It's not everything you will actually get right, and there is not everything that the man will display during the courtship period.
But I display everything, don't I?
Most things.
Hi guys,
Hello.
welcome to the very first edition of Table for Two.
Yeah, yeah.
This is where we keep it real about love, life, relationship. I'm Maxwell.
And I'm Vivian.
Hope you are doing very well and your relationship is uptight. Before we said yet, what nobody really tells you about choosing a partner. This particular episode is going to be so real. I hope you are ready for it. You know, the thing with choosing a partner is um, many people are carried away with the whole wedding proposals, the whole ceremonies, and all of that. So, but that's not the actual marriage. I remember when we were trying to get together, then you even felt like that.
Of course. I actually got carried away at some point. But with the help of those around us, I was able to bring my mind back because we had a lot of married couples that have stayed for over many years. And they were the ones that sat us down and like, come on, marriage is not all about the proposal and the marriage is after this wedding people are preparing for. So that was why we now had to now sit back and started evaluating everything.
Choosing a partner self is not just about love. You know, it has, I don't know, but I think it has to do with timing. It has to do with um, being at the right place at the right time, and then it has to do with luck even.
Truth. Everything has to click. And actually, I remember after we got married, I met a friend of yours. She
Yeah.
was asking me, like, how did I know? How did I come to? Because she was still single there, but thank God she got married earlier this year. I was like, how did you know that this is the person you're going to get married? Actually, me too. Before I even got to that stage. I was just saying, how do people, how do they usually come to this conclusion that, okay, this is the person I want to get married to? But like you said, it's luck, timing, a lot of things you just have to click. Now you are ready, the person is here, and you find the person attractive, and some other thing just added up, and you're like, okay, let's do this.
I didn't feel it in my spirit like that, oh, but here we are, married.
Okay, so why for me, I had this conviction that this is the person. So that's how I finally said okay. Because I had this peace, this calmness in me. So I just decided that I'm going with this person. Because if I had this, if I was feeling unease, I don't think I would have maybe probably gone on with the whole stuff. Being at peace and being feeling at ease is not all. Other things needed to also click, and they all clicked, and here we are today.
There are a couple of things that people overlook when it comes to choosing a spouse. Away from all the, he spends money on me. She does the house chores. When she visited, she does a lot of house chores. I just feel it somehow that we are meant to be together. For instance, anger issue. Like, how do they react? How is their anger like? That's one thing I think a lot of people overlook because being married like we are now, I've come to realize that things like anger issues are actually very key when you are trying to choose a spouse. They are so carried away with the whole emotion thing.
And if you are not lucky, if you overlook that, if you overlook that, and it happens in the marriage, and the person starts reacting in that particular way, that's when it will not dawn on you that, oh, I got this wrong already.
Yeah.
So that's where we say love also plays a role, because it's not everything you will actually get right. Honestly, it's not everything. It's not everything you get right, and there is not everything that the man will display during the courtship period.
But I display everything, don't I?
Most things you did actually. It was when they began happening in the marriage. I was like, oh, this was actually how it was during during our courtship days. Just that sometimes you might not really be so attentive to
Yeah.
it while it's happening during courtship. Inside the marriage, that you later realize that, oh wow, this is really something I should have actually paid attention to during our
Do you know
courtship
one
days.
thing she's admitting now? She's admitting that when we were dating, I was actually myself. A lot of things. A lot
Honestly,
of things I was myself
yeah.
because like I said before, I didn't feel it in my spirit that we are going to get married. So I was myself down to the core. And that is one thing that helped us so far. So let me remind you of something in this light that you may remember. You remember how our wedding happened, right?
Yes.
You didn't want us to marry now.
Yes, honestly.
Like I was the one who wanted the marriage
Exactly. Because me, I actually had
because you
a
were so
particular,
relaxed.
yes, I had a particular time I wanted to get married, but when you came along, you were, though it was not far apart anyway, but you couldn't wait any longer. So me, I was like, okay, the difference between now and when I'm intending to get married isn't that long again. Okay, so why not if not? So we have to go ahead.
Well, these are some of the things that people overlook when it comes to choosing a spouse. I remember then when my wife and I were dating, I realized that she was the one when we even disagreed sometimes and we still make up. At that point, it changed everything.
Then for me, one of the reasons why I said I have to stay here was that when we have disagreements too, you're always intentional about the whole thing. You don't like us going too long without reconciling. I was like, if you can be like this, then in the wedding, in the marriage too, you won't be otherwise. Like you will still remain the same personality. And today we're enjoying it. Another reason why I actually also said he was the one was the fact that he was actually very, very domesticated. Like I've never said it before. This is the first time I'm telling him. Actually very domesticated. So, me, I can do short though. I'm very okay, but you know when you get that extra help and the rest, it makes everything very easy. And you know when you get married, you before you get married, you will think that this is an unnecessary because you can do everything. When you start giving birth, when you are pregnant, then you will know that this things actually count. So I think that was one of the reasons why I settled him.
So in that case, share one thing you wish you knew before you said yes. I mean, advice for singles. Singles, please listen.
One thing I wish I knew before I said yes is how he relates with his friends. I don't know anything about it. I only heard names of his friends, but I never saw them till after marriage. So that's one thing I wish I knew how he relates with his friends.
Please don't rush. You. Love is not the same as readiness. I am in love with someone and I am ready. They are two different things. And you also heard what my wife said. She wished she knew about my friends more than she knew before she said yes. Although now she knows about them, but it's something that she wishes she knows. So for you, if probably you are not married yet, it's an opportunity for you to know about the friends of your spouse. What kind of people do they hang out with? Try to know how do they relate. And then again, marry someone you can plan life with. For real, when my wife and I were dating, I actually saw that she was someone I could plan life with. And I tell you the truth, it is one thing I've not regretted. Because we plan life. Marriage has to do with a lot of talking, a lot of planning, a lot of, you have to adjust, you have to readjust, you have to plan, you have to replan, you have to start a plan, you have to, sometimes tear up the sheet and start it afresh. So it's important for you to marry someone you can be able to plan life with. What are your goals? What are your priorities? If you cannot plan life with someone, it's going to be a very difficult endeavor. Now, my marriage, to the glory of God, it has been peaceful, it has been amazing, it has been wonderful. In fact, I lack the correct adjective to describe how wonderful my marriage with this very beautiful woman has been. It's because we're able to plan life together. When I don't have, when she has, when she doesn't have, when she's in or out of job, when I'm out of job, we're able to plan life and move along. So tell us, what's one thing you think people should check before saying yes to a partner? You can let us know in the comment section.
And don't forget to subscribe. See you on the next table for two.